Good morning. I'm Jan, of course, and we are on the edge of some pretty major social changes. And I know you're going through a lot personally too with COVID and all the unknowns. Every week I do the Be the Light meditation, and today was no exception. People join us from around the world. It is free, and I'll put the information of the easy link to join us Wednesday mornings. Today's meditation, this is a bit of an introductory message, is that we're at this precipice, this very kind of, it can make us dizzy or unstable. But those of us that are here creating the new world energetically with new visions, staying connected to spirit, need to build a platform on that. I call it a deck, our deck of comfort, where we are open to heaven's subtle energies and intuitions, and recalibrating ourselves to peace and trust in the bigger process, the divine plan, and to see each other on those decks to support ourselves as we go through this process as a team of beings imbued with divine information and holding our physical stability and courage and hope. That's a very big word, hope, and keep guiding us ahead. So thanks for joining me today, and do join us live any Wednesday. Welcome to today's meditation. It is the Be the Light meditation. And I've been doing these for 5 years, and I always say, oh, there's so much going on. Can you imagine how much we have to handle? Well, now we're kind of at the zenith. It's almost like a pinnacle, a precipice. We think things can go this way, really slide into chaos and mass confusion, or things can stabilize and settle down on the third dimension. Well, guess what? They're not supposed to settle down in the third dimension, because the very underpinnings have been fear-based. So we have to let go of that. And when you know things are going to rock and roll till they truly fall apart to the depth that humans are just sitting there and have lost their wits and mindlessly say, may the grace of God, may my will be God's will, because I give up. I don't have the answers. That's where we're at. The captains of the ship are like the guy in the Wizard of Oz. The wizard, he doesn't have a clue. He's just blowing smoke. He's just pretending. And so don't even look that way, and notice that I did say precipice, because if we're not grounded in the future, then we are here looking down, and we are moving into the fray and the mess. So we're kind of on a razor's edge here, and we're like on a hope and a prayer. And that's true. Our intention and our prayers and divine connection are the only thing we have right now to stay sane. It is the absolute answer to everything. So imagine we're on this precipice and we feel like, oh my God, everything's going to fall apart. It's supposed to fall apart. And even if there's a pretend stabilization of things returning to some normalcy, that's not going to last either, because the foundation is rotting for how man has lived on earth and planned and run things for quite some time. So on this precipice, let's imagine that it's not sharp. It's not uncomfortable. Why? Because we're in the know. We know what's going to happen. We know that we're spiritually guided. So let's create a beautiful deck. Instead of just like being pulled and falling and getting dizzy, and I'm mentally, physically dizzy. I've been getting dizzy lately with just too much, like a bee's nest. Take a deep breath and imagine that, yes, everything is coming to a point on earth, but you're going to build a nice, big, beautiful deck. A deck allows you to have a foundational protective space from the elements. Put a railing on your deck, okay? So you're not going to go to the edge and look down and get dizzy. What else? A nice little fire pit, okay? Now, a deck is in between heaven and earth. So you can see, imagine we're painting a picture of your safe, sacred space, a deck above it all, a big blue sky with clouds, okay? And there's no houses, there's no people, there's no TV. What do you want? Trees, the beauty of earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. Now this is right, we're in the middle of the meek beginning the process of regaining the potential to live on earth with sustainable, beautiful, benevolent groups. So, okay. So this beautiful deck, look around, there's other women and men who are awake to divine guidance and the bigger divine plan. Look around your deck and you can see the grid, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful light of the grid with the 0 points. So you already are referencing a bigger reality, a joyful connection to the galactic universal universes and angelic realm from your deck, okay? But you're even not alone on this deck. You're looking out like an eagle. You're a spiritual being. You're like an angelic being with wings. And who do you see? You see me. You see the other women on this call, the other people on their decks, waiting for the water and climate change to rise, the people on their sinking ships, no matter what it is, whatever picture, and you bless the cacophony. You bless the dissolution of systems that kept people imprisoned and separate from their consciousness. So this is where we must reside. Our consciousness resides above it all. And this is fascinating because we are in various states of our physical environments and movement and different things. And I have a friend who just moved from a beautiful 3-bedroom house, and now she's in a different country in a tiny little room with a crazy neighborhood. And I said, do you see? We are being created. We are being asked to create our own sanctuary for our sanity where we reside. Where we are is where it is. Our heart emanates and creates our home, be it an 8-by-8-foot studio in a foreign country, or wherever it is, even in your van, if you're on the go and you aren't going to have a home for a while. We are true priestesses. There is the book, and it's called, The Initiation. And Elizabeth writes that a priestess, and we are priestesses, workers, mitigators of light for co-creation with Source, must be able to stand and orate to entire global system in a moment with truth and light. Why? Because it's through her. It's not us. We're accessing and working with higher communication forms. Or she also can take in a stray cat and take care of it and find the senior neighbor who needs a cat. In other words, we can flow, and we are seeing how magnificent and flexible and resilient we are with each person on this call is having, I would call, huge sacred deep journey. Blum, 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 blum. Fires, moving, health issues. And so we're being tested, and guess what? We're still here and we're still devoted. So no matter what is happening outside, we keep our own body anchored and not referencing the outside, so we can keep our energy. So we're not tired. That drains us. So today's meditation, which I've been talking about to help us prepare, is simply to drop in to our seat of authority, sovereignty, trust, and comfort on our deck. And remember, it doesn't matter where you live, your deck is you. You have a seat. You have this place. And here is heaven working so hard to come in and impress itself and become part of the earth firmament. And so let it come through you. Okay, take a deep breath through the nose, enough third dimensional talking. A deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We begin to still our mind, no thoughts. We let go. Because we are going to find our place of solitude, stability, sanctity. I'm not sure if that's a word. Sanctuary. And so as I say these words, take your attention to your heart and let your heart open. Imagine that your heart was one room in your body, and your body is the house, and you are deciding to have a one-room house. That means that you are opening the door and you are folding the walls of this room that has held your heart. We're allowing our heart to expand, to not be in a defended state of protection, but to absolutely be the preeminent, to emanate in immanence, immensely. It's funny, these words I'm getting today. Is just your heart is tired of having to live in a box, in a personality, in limitation, in earthly manners. Breathe a deep breath and let your heart get bigger, almost like a balloon with no rubber substance on the outside, but just imagine that a balloon is inflating and this is your heart until it takes up all the space of your cells and your bones. So you are now feeling this warm divine light coming through your breath, filling your heart with a sense of space and levity and warmth until there is no human thought embedded in a cell, that all is opening to this breath and light. We take another deep breath as we ask and intend to set this sacred space. We put a beautiful hold-on of balance around this expanding heart, which is now pretty much like an enzyme bath that is dissolving the physical body, the third dimensional physical body is giving way to this light. And notice that it's not static. There is now beginning to be beautiful, subtle light movements of light. Toroidal, beautiful. That's a significant, soft, circular, rotating, geometric shape moving through your body, almost like a mini tsunami of clearing and moving fresh air, opening, releasing, and demanding that all relieve themselves of the earthly contractual energies as you dissolve into the energy of your heart. Your entire body now is glowing and emanating the frequency of your divine heart. Beautiful. Now let this energy go beyond your physical body and let it go out until it goes into the exact form of this sacred space that we have set around your body, which is a geometric form of an octahedron with the point above and a point below. And you are just resting. And you're resting almost like you're in a soft, silky gel, completely suspended. You are resting in the heart of divine light. Imagine that you are resting in the heart of God, the Creator. Imagine that you are allowing your energy field in this nice, protective, sacred space tent to be like in the hammock in God's heart, completely letting go. You're letting go of thought, tension, anything attached to your earth reality has no place here. Even when I said that word earth reality, could you feel the tug and the heaviness? Take a nice deep breath and say, I'm on vacation. I am resting in the heart of God. And now each breath is going right into your heart, and it is coming out in these beautiful geometric forms. And guess what? It's remediating and dissolving any densities in any organ, in your nervous system communication, in your endocrine system communication. Everything is being fine-tuned, relaxed, and flowing. This silhouette of the human functioning and structuring is simultaneously being rewired, refreshed, and cleaned as you rest in this hammock in the heart of God. And your physical self is residing in this chair on earth at the same time. Simultaneously, the housekeeping is happening in both realms, in both bodies. And we are resetting your human consciousness to be awake and aware of this beautiful refueling session, and you are responding and allowing. You are done with fatigue. You are done with limited thinking, and you are allowing yourself to be at one with the flow of all that is in this moment, in this intricately patterned, beautiful essence anchored by a still point in your heart, dwelling on the hammock in the heart of God. All is well. You are regarding your physical body with unconditional love, and you are allowing the full restoration of your, again, that word eminence, of your beingness as a shard, as a physical presence on earth of this energy profile. You are being rebuilt, polished, just similar to a beautiful race car. It's been really banged up by going around that race track too much. You are being lovingly retooled, reset, a reattunement. Take a nice deep breath. And there's nothing you have to do, just allow it. Smell the aromas the fresh scent. Feel the beauty, the arrangement of the particles of reality within God's heart. And this is what you will mirror and bring back later in your earth body to be able to reset the earth reality into this configuration of beauty and divine alignment. Take a nice deep breath and notice how you are simultaneously at both places at once, and your physical body is responding to these simple creative imaginations. Your stomach and your whole abdomen and your torso is letting go and is starting to pulse a joyful energy patterning that is exactly the same as your presence residing in this hammock at source. And in fact, it's like an umbilical cord from your heart at source into your physical body, so that actually there's no need to reside off planet in the heart of God, because it is a constant refueling presence and system. And you can feel just as good, just as this refueling and refilling here in your physical body, in your room. And in fact, you have hands to move things, hands to touch people, to bake food and to make that beauty. And you have eyes to see other souls. You have breath to speak truth, to sing, to hum. You have all the tools you need to be this light, to be this change agent, and more. You can paint, you can write, you can dance, you can be a whirling dervish of divine, infinite, unlimited creative potential. That's much more exciting than your consciousness residing in a hammock out there in heaven. But you have all that juice anytime you need it to refill this physical body, so the body can move, feel good, eat, create. So this is there's a lot of, there's a big gratitude message in this. You have an operational system. Now, your heart knows and feels all that this is true. And let's just give a little knock on the door of your mind. We've actually put your mind to sleep so you could get and do this without a bunch of blockages of, oh, I got to go to the store, this needs dusting. So let's make a promise. We ask and intend that we set our mind up with a new job description to simply carry out, to help with logistics of what the heart decides in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful communication and resourcing with Source, and hearing and knowing the truth. We decide in our heart, and then we put our mind to work, and we keep our mind up in a desk and in a room somewhere, and we knock on the door and say, mind, I need some logical help. But notice we are the employer. It is now top down with the heart in charge. So you always make the right decision. The right things always happen, and other people see your heart first, and you connect with the right people. You're in the universal flow. It is impossible for fear to get a foothold in this operational system. We allow the mind to use, it's not even fear, but it's warning system of this might cost more than you think, or this might create this or this. It is the various scenarios. It's like a decision room where you allow the logics of the mind to move along with the best scenarios, but your heart stays calm. Your heart is no longer emotionally ruffled because it does not feel fear. It feels truth and information and safety and buoyancy. We keep all the potentials of things that could happen up in the mind room, and we let Spock take care of these things from a very logical way. And even Spock sees there's no negative emotions anywhere needed within your system. Need to figure something out? Let's sit down. Let's make a list. Let's figure it out. We are commanding from our command post in our heart that we are safe and calm, and there is no place for fear ever again. We ask and intend that we remove all patterning of fear, all historical pretend ways that we could prevent things from happening. From our cellular matrix, our conscious and unconscious, we remove all fear patterning from our being permanently and deeply in the past, now, and moving forward. Take a breath and just say, now. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, wow. That's pretty powerful with just one word, but we needed like a kick that fear out. It's caused so much trouble. It's really the core of mankind's problem living on earth. So we're going to begin with ourselves, and we're going to live fearlessly within our heart, resourced and connected and refurbishing in the great heart of the Creator in the sky when we are tired. And go knock on the door when we need the logistics assistance of our mental aspect. So that is the correct ratio. 10% mental when we need it, and 90% heart-based, intuitive flow living, because this is where mankind is going. This is our new residence, our place of reference. So go ahead and just move your body and know that this is real. We're not floating out there somewhere. We are embodying it and doing it. And it's a joyful day here. The world is on all these little precipices. We've got our deck. We see each other if we ever start feeling, and we keep each other on our decks. That's why I do these meditations. So we stay above the fray. We know where we can go for refueling, and we release fear and move forward powerfully to create a new paradigm. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to shut this part off, and then if anybody asks any questions or anything they want to discuss, I am Jan Jorgensen at soundandlighthealingarts.com.